Hello and welcome back to Jared Nielsen Photography. Here, we're going to make a new Perth Summer League scoreboard. From scratch, I want to go through everything as I just muck around. I haven't even got that much of an idea in my head yet. As you can see, this was the last winter one. That's where I try to get a bit more creative. The Summer League one you would have seen in the albums. I actually had logos instead of having to write their names in, so again, this can't be the final image until I can see what I get. But I am going to go landscape. No more 4x5, and same as the photos. I'm going to try to mix it up. I like to use winter as a little experimental phase to see what I can do, see what turns out. Now, you can see I've done a lot of things here. We had a base, we had the person in there, and how to pop the layers in because I wanted him behind the effects and him in front. Get that little depth thing, I was playing with that. But we're going to see what we do this time. So one of the first things we need is the Perth Summer League, because the only thing I have thought of at the moment is using that dark blue and that teal colour. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go like that. We're going to remove, make sure we get it, we're going to remove that background. Not because I don't like their logo, I don't like to change their logo that much, but I do like to have a round one for things that we will show later, because depending on the colour, if we go the dark or the right, I've got my watermarks. As you can see, yes, it's in the landscape, but the main image of itself is round. And having that round part is what I want here. Makes that bit of like similarity. You don't want a white square and then something just there. Could do it to another one, but then it's going to take away from the rest of the scoreboard. As you can see here, that's how it looks. It looks so much more better. So as for a base, I was thinking a bit of a gradient. We can move, get a bit more not so solid. I want to sit about the middle so we get that movement. And we can try to do something like that. Maybe, I was thinking flip it around, because ice at the bottom. That might be an idea. So what we might do then, already changed it, I want to colour match into that. I was way off with the colour on the last one, wasn't I? Let's try that again. And get that more lower down. Bring you lower. So we're going to get a bit of that flow through. It is a bit more solid there, and I want to try to straighten that up. See, that wasn't a bad idea. Quite like that. And again, I've got to try to figure out where I want to put the teams. So we're going to need a few layers here, because this is going to have to be team 1 score. Actually, no, I don't need to do that. I'll do that as a text box. Right, we need to see how we go. Now, that there, or in amongst this. Where am I going to put what league it is? Well, I've just got that. So next thing we're going to need is a text box. Oh my god, how big is that writing? Alright. Swinter 2026. That's bloody massive. That is ridiculously big. Can I not? Things in the way, and it just. Let's bring that a bit more here. Now, that's a bit of a gap. Oop. I need a bit more of a gap. Jeez. And the next one is, what colour will we like that? Could we go white? Because I'm thinking of duplicate layer. The duplicate will be black. It will be under that. And what we're going to do with it is, just like the last one, oh, not like that, we're going to bring it like this. Oh, the white one. I'll put the white one on. Give it that shadow. Now what we can do with this one, I'm just trying to think, where is it? Where is it? In the blending options? Yes. I can give it a stroke on the outside. Oh, I don't want an inner shadow. Could do an inner shadow. We'll see how that looks. We can always remove that later. And give it that grey. Can we see much of that? No. No, not that one. Oh, I'm just pixel size. That will probably be why we don't see it. And it's white. Why is it white? Can we not make it a nice little grey? Maybe not. Maybe we don't want it as 32 pixels. So that 4 pixel might have been a great idea. We can put it on the outside too. Let's see what 10 pixels looks like. Occupancy, we can bring it down a bit. Look at that. Now, looking at that, that looks good. Do I want to put one in the on the shadow? No. Right, let's zoom back out to all of it. It's minor, but it does look good. What we want to do now is actually merge these two. Merge layers, so they are now just one. So wherever I move one, the shadow goes underneath it. I don't have to replace it. Would that look good? Keep in mind that little purple line is just because that's where that is. Again, I've got to put mine next to it. If we go like this is where you got to run with me. I've got a lot of 0.4. Got a lot of dead space on this side. That's where I would put the player. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do it. If we're going there, we're probably going to want to use the black watermark. And we are going to size it right down. Now we want to set it level with that. It's going to come down to the top. Everything is the same size. That is what makes it good. Maybe because of that bit of a dead space, we're going to bring this in. Maybe it can go a bit bigger. Look at that. What I do need though is what I had last time with those lines coming off, which were solid boxes. Like that. Not that one. Oh, deselect. I want this one. We can go polygon. That's what I had last time with the little rectangle. Before we do that, what round are we up to? So we may go like this. And we're going to try. See as it sounds. Let's see if we can match it. Do I need to go bigger? Yes. that way. So the curves are gone, only the curve on one side. It doesn't stick in too much. We can always, oh look, it's a linear itself. Look at that. That is hilarious. I set it on a solid color. And again, inside that, we're going to need round 1. And that looks good. Sorry for the delay there, I was like locking in and it's gone fucking sideways again. Very poor colour. So we can either, because it's countering, we can try to match it. Now to me, that looks off centre, because that's not going to find me the centre. Also keeping in mind, I may have to move up in regards to this and have the one underneath. So we're going right. Why are you putting such a big gap? Auto. No thank you. Nope. What do we do? 36. So at least this way here, I don't have to move it as much. And the rectangle, I can bring it a bit. I don't like it going smaller though. Because when it goes smaller, I'll just do that and slide it sideways. It doesn't matter that it goes off the page because it doesn't get seen there. We put the round 1 in. We're going to want to sit that somewhere in the middle. Beautiful. I'm happy with that. Then whenever I need to do it, I just double click. Round 2. And that's what makes the editing a lot faster. Again, I'm still probably going to have a little dead spot here, because I'm going to need to put the 2 teams down the side. So we're going to copy that rectangle. This is very much what I did to, and this is going to be team 1 score. We're going to move that. What type of blend have we got on that? Dissolve. This is what happens when you put a linear inside it. Can I just do that? Fill. Solid color. Maybe we'll switch it to that. Sorry, let me just again, I don't even need that bar there. I can always just go 0. Let's just so we can see where it is. Let's make it bigger. Make it bigger again. Let's make it massive. Keep in mind, behind that. There we go. If you want, I've got to do it twice. So even if I place cause is where we get, for instance, Let's use last year's champions. Grizzlies. Oh, stop. Untick everything. Copy. Let's use last year's finals. We're going to size that up again. If it looks something like that, we're going to duplicate layer and call it Team 2 Score. You are going to be renamed Team 1 Score. And for instance, nope. Let's use again because I'm inside something. No. Can you just deselect, please? Deselect. I just want to put on. Why is this being so difficult? Oh, see, look, now it wants to work. The joys of it. The joys. For instance, let's say it looks like that. Done. What are we going to do? Again, pointing, even though you can't see. What are we going to do with this dead space in the middle? Because that looks kind of boring. This is where we now, if I wanted to put effects in, we can always add another layer. We will drop it to there because we want it behind everything. We'll call it effects. This is where we can undo everything we've got on there. What can we do with this? This is where we now go brushes. And this is where we have all our wonderful brushes. So we can try to put some stars. It will look like that in the background. Will it? It doesn't look too bad actually. With that faint, it blends right into that, so it does look like it's gone from the Control and Z. Early stars. Oh, that just looks like someone sneezed on the screen. That looks alright. So now we put everything in the back on it. See, now it just fills in that dead space. Womp, womp, womp. Everything sticks, everything sticks. What it didn't do is behind there. I'll change my Control Z just to get to that one brush. We're going to make it bigger. We're going to make it super big. Can we rotate it? I want to rotate this brush. So yeah, so I got that big one. Well, we need to go bigger then. See, that looks nice. That looks nice. Let's bring everything back in. Look at that. That looks great. Doesn't mean I have to put... That's already pissed me off. That doesn't mean I need to put anything there because I filled up that dead space. I could have put snow in there. What's the snow? Light snow. No, that does look blurry and I've put in list of stars, gives you people. See, doesn't mean I don't have to put something in here. I still might do it, might stand up behind that, which will suck because then, for instance, look at this, his face is now behind the logo. Photographer low. That looks familiar, I do that a lot. There's me at the ice hockey. Watch this. Shabam in the background. We don't need to do that. Is it? Oh, look, there's the flash. Draft night, anyone? If you remember that. Look at that. Flashing everyone. People restaurant. But this is where I gotta have a look. And I won't know until it comes to game night. Till it comes to what you guys think of the video. When I put it upload it, let everyone know. But this is something I'm looking at. And I still could do someone in here behind, if maybe keep it here-ish, bring them lower in, but I am looking at keeping it done like that. Team's there, so then all I do is figure out which one's which. And that one is that. Alright, so layer 2 and layer 3 is me. So them. Do we want to go bigger with these though? That's the next one. That's the next one. Going a little bit bigger. No, I can't. No, I can't. Because I've got that the same size. We didn't think of that one, did we? So bang bang, we are going to merge them just to make things a bit neater. And we're going to name it Perth Summer League JMP. It says the Swinter. Obviously, something like that, I'm going to want higher up. It's all about that because there's the effects. See, look at the difference. And that little bit of star, which is very immense. If you look with the old one, scoreboard. If I get rid of that, you can see the effects on it. There's the snow one. There's a bit of cloud. There's some sun rays. Bland. You can see it's very similar that I'm doing. Instead of having the fog, I've just done a transitional white from the colour into the white. Round 1. Yes, we want near the top. What's that? Actually, round 1. We're going to want near the bottom. And where's this rectangle? So all the things that I want are going to be there. All at the bottom, all nice and neat. All I do is delete those, put the logos in of the new one, and there it is. And it won't be till first round, when I've gone through the photos, if I will sit there and go, let's put one in and see how it looks. I don't know how it's going to come through. That we'll find out. But this, I'm happy with. I'm going to save this as my little template. This looks great. I'm happy with this. We got the season, we got the league, we got who it is, who I am, and we got some scores. Do they look the same size? Now that I'm here, do they look the same size? They should be, because I just copied one off the other. Yep. Then we just Control Z that back to where it was. So we're going to have the team, maybe a person. We'll see how we go. If we don't get the person, maybe we'll bring the Swinter. I don't know why I'm doing that. Too much training other people. We might bring this maybe into here. Post it in the middle, make it a bit bigger. Try to avoid that style. Right, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Control Z. I'm happy with that. So let us know in the comments what you think of this. Let us know if you enjoyed this. And hopefully I'll be back with some more things. Go follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Jared Nielsen Photography. And hope to see you around. Bye.